Hello, welcome back to Questing Mayhem. Well, the automatic sieve continues to sieve gravel in an attempt to get more diamonds for the diamond chest. I think one of the best things to do right now is to kind of go through Industrial Revolution and start kind of cleaning up the Immersive Engineering section. This involved the mod Immersive Engineering, which is a kind of steampunk type mod that uses several multi-blocks to create machines and tech and whatnot. All of its machines are pretty much multi-blocks, meaning you put several blocks together and they form one kind of cohesive structure that you can use to create materials and automate things. And so there are several quests for it in Industrial Revolution, which will kind of take you through the basics of the mod as well as some of the more advanced machines. The first thing before we even look at any of the quests, though, is we need a spot for Immersive Engineering. I've kind of decided that I'm not going to move out of this cave. I've already kind of spent too much time here and lived here, and I don't want to move all my machines to somewhere else. In worst case scenario, we can always just kind of expand out the front door this way. But for now, I want to attempt to stick all my things still in the cave. So I'm thinking this area over here would be a good spot for Immersive Engineering. I will kind of push this wall back and mine some stuff out, make a big area. I may also take down this floor so we don't have to make this stupid jump. But yeah, when I get an area cleared out, wherever that may be, I will come back. Okay, I have finished with the renovations, and they are pretty much full-on renovations. I cleared out a little bit of space here for just future projects. I think this space, ignore the cubby hole right there for now. I think this space should be enough room for all of Immersive Engineering. But it may be a little cramped, which is why I added this space here, just kind of on a whim, in case we need to put a big machine here or something. Because the machines do get very, very large. In Immersive Engineering, as you will see in coming episodes, because we won't get to this today. I also went ahead and there was a bunch of diorite and andesite and whatnot, a bunch of non-stone stuff in the ceiling and in the floor and whatnot. So I replaced those all with stone. It took a while to smelt stone, but oh well. I did the same area for over here. You may have remembered that there was diorite and whatnot on the floor here. I replaced that and also did some stuff over here. I didn't replace anything of it, like this copper or whatnot. Don't really care. I did move the drums that we don't know what to do with to this area here. This is just kind of going to be our storage space for stuff we don't know what to do with. And then the only final thing I did was I went ahead and put my bed over here. Just felt like it was a more appropriate place because it was originally right here, where the cave kind of folded in and went over here, and that just didn't really work anymore. So definitely feels a lot more open now, which I like. These are 4 high ceilings. Initially I had 3 high, but that felt a little bit too cramped, and I know Immersive Engineering machines can get very tall as well. So yeah, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12 by 12. They are 12 by 12 rooms, and this one is a 6 by 6 room. Of course, 4 high. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the quest book. The first quest is Cookbricks, and this is unlocked by completing the automatic sieve quest. So Cookbricks, multi-block that is used to make coal coke, which is used to make steel in the blast furnace. Use the engineer's manual for more information, including how to make the multi-block structure. And so it wants us to make 27 cookbrick, because that's the amount of cookbrick needed to make the multi-block structure, and it will reward us with an engineer's manual and an engineer's hammer, so there's no need to make your own engineer's manual or engineer's hammer, at least in the beginning. The engineer's hammer will eventually break, so if you use it enough times, you will need to craft a new one. Luckily, I don't think it's too expensive. The engineer's manual, you'll never need to craft one of those. Most people I've seen play this pack make that mistake of creating an engineer's manual, and then they just have 2 because they claim the reward. So, the coke brick. What do we need to make a coke brick? As you can see, it is simply just clay, brick, and sandstone. So that is all fairly simple, I think. If we take some of the sand that we collected over the course of a time period, we can create enough sandstone. So it makes 2 at a time. We need 27, so we need 14 crafts of it. This will not be enough sand, I don't believe. Yeah, no. We can make 5. Great. No other way to make sand except for taking a hammer. Let's just hammer down like a bunch of cobblestone into sand. That sounds like a plan. That will require, of course, some iron, which I have a stack of in here. 2 iron to be exact. And 2 sticks. Where are my sticks? Hello? Sure. Make some new sticks. One hammer? I can never remember if one hammer is like enough, or if it just like lasts for 10 seconds and then it's gone. But we will see. And luckily now we have a big old space to hammer, to place down all the blocks and hammer. As before I had to like essentially fill my entire cave with cobblestone or sand or whatever it may be. And that was not fun. It was kind of confusing and difficult. But anyway, so it just requires one more mining session of hammers, and then we should have at least a stack of sand, and I don't know exactly if that'll be enough. I think it should be enough. Somehow we got 65 sand. Don't know how that happened. But it's fine. So we need 14. Perfect. 12, 13, 14. Awesome. And now we have excess sand in case we need to make more glass. Considering how common glass is with the wood bags, I doubt we'll ever need to make more glass. So next step is the clay. And we can get clay from putting dust in an oak bale, which we may do. But first I want to make sure we don't already have any clay. We do. Okay. And so we will need 14 times 4 is a number. Let's see here. 14 times, I'm just gonna, okay, let's do this. Let's use this clay to use in the recipe, and let's make some more clay to make the bricks. That sounds like a plan. So that will require more sand being turned into dust, and then we'll just use that dust in a bale. Luckily we don't have to mine as much sand anymore because we've already used half of it, which is not bad. Dust, yay. Now I can't remember off the top of my head. So we have these bales over here, yes. Those require water. I don't know if they already have water in them or not. Wait, can we? No, we cannot do that. That's just for making obsidian. We cannot do that for clay. Good to know. We have that sink, right? Shoot. Did last episode? Yes. The sink is, I saw it just a minute ago. Where did I put it? Right here. Perfect. So yeah, let's just put the sink like over here, because this is already a perfect conglomeration of blocks. And take some water, take some more water, fill it in, get the clay, and just repeat for like 27 more times. This will be fun and won't take a while at all. Oh boy. Two and 3. Perfect. We have a bunch of clay. This is clay blocks, remember. Until they turn into 9, which is nice. But let's smelt just these 25, I guess. Have some excess stone, I guess, from melting cobblestone to fill in gaps, but that's fine. But all the clay back with the nature stuff, except for the stuff we need. And the only step left is to wait for this whole clay to melt down. Yay! So this will complete the first quest in the Immersive Engineering section. Then it has us use the coke oven, essentially. We'll get into that in a minute. Then we'll make another multi-block and use that multi-block. Then we'll make the improved version of the multi-block and use that multi-block some more. And so the beginning of Immersive Engineering is kind of just... it's like... make this multi-block, use the multi-block, essentially. And it's teaching you how to make it. And then these quests down here are just multi-blocks. This is a multi-block, 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 and this is a multi-block. These are the more expensive multi-blocks. And there are more multi-blocks in Immersive Engineering that are not included on this page. They're not included until the third and final quest book. So you won't see Immersive Engineering again. You'll see it in recipes, but you won't see quests for them necessarily until the third quest book, which is kind of weird. It's kind of a fault, I suppose, of Questing Mayhem, where it's just like, well, we're gonna need more clay, aren't we? I don't know. It's a little bit weird. This will get us 24. We need, I believe, 2 more crafts of it. And this may be able to get us there. Let's see. 1 more craft. Yes, it will be able to get us there. We just need to wait for 3 more clay to smelt. I almost perfectly calculated the amount of clay we needed. I just was off by 1, which may be harder to do than just calculating it perfectly. I don't know. Either way, it's always nice to have 1 singular brick left over. I don't know what we'll use that for. Maybe for decoration. Who knows? Anyway, we have enough bricks to make, but not enough clay to make. I don't know what happened there, but nevertheless, we have 28 coke bricks, which is 1 more than needed. But it's impossible to get the exact amount because it makes it in 2s, and 27 is an odd number. I'm going to choose the coal. The coal coke is technically the better reward. But the next quest is to get 64 coal coke. And so I want to show you how to get that coal coke before actually getting the coal coke. So I'm going to claim that reward. It just takes a little while, I suppose. So here we have the Immersive Engineering manual. We get, I don't know what RTFM stands for. We get update news, overview and resources, construction, power, wires, generators, tools and simple machinery, and heavy machinery. What we want, I do believe, is nothing here. Multi-block constructions. No, this just shows you some of the recipes for some of the kind of commonly used blocks in multi-blocks. And you'll see here that it does show the modified recipes, so these are the correct recipes in Questing Mayhem. For example, the kinetic dynamo is something I added to the generator block. It's not in there by default. So just some examples. Anyway, this is not what we want. We want the overview. Crude blast furnace. Here we go. Except it's the wrong multi-block. We want the coke oven. So it's the first important machine you will need to create in order to go forward with Immersive Engineering. It will heat up coal or blocks of coal without supplying it oxygen, creating coal carbon-rich fuel. More importantly, this process creates creosote oil, which is used for the preservation of wood. So it creates 2 resources. It creates creosote oil and it creates coal coke. It's made with that, as we've seen. And essentially, it just requires 27 coal coke brick in a multi-block. So it's fairly simple. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to set it up. Let's set it up here. The only thing is, this is where our mine is. I'm kind of poor planning on my part, but oh well. Or we just may set it up here. We can also automate this in the future, so we'll want to keep that in mind going forward. I'm going to move this torch. We're going to put it here. For now, anyway. I may move it eventually. Who knows? But for now, we'll just need to carve out a 3x3 hole. And this will fit nicely into the wall. I could just put it smack down the middle on the floor like this so we don't need to carve out any more space. But there's some other multi-blocks that will not fit snug into a hole that I think should just go in the middle of the floor. So these first few multi-blocks will just be tucked into the wall. May seem like a waste. Saying I just spent a bunch of time. I need to put something in the middle. I just spent a bunch of time carving this area out just to use the walls of it, but still. So you need to put a coal brick in the coke brick in the middle of it. Of this multi-block, it's a 3x3, and then simply right-click the center block with the Immersive Engineering hammer. And when you see the texture change on the front, you will know that you've completed the multi-block. You can click anywhere on this multi-block and it'll open an GUI. And simply all you need to do is put coal in this coke oven. And slowly, very slowly, this is a very slow process, it will create coal coke. This next quest wants us to get 64 coal coke, used for treated wood and creating steel in the blast furnace multi-block. So yeah, it has you make the basics and just create this one little thing, and then it just takes forever and ever. One trick you can do with it though is know that it takes the same amount of time, I think. Don't quote me on that, maybe. I think it at the very least it's a little bit faster if you put coal blocks into this, and you'll receive coal coke blocks. Wow, that's a mouthful. Coal coke blocks out of it when you put coal blocks into it, and so you'll want to do that. Instead of just putting singular coal in, so I'm going to do that probably when those 4 are done. Yeah, this will just be a lot of off-time waiting, and essentially AFK. And while that's happening, this will also be processing. We've already gained just 1 diamond, actually, since the beginning of this episode. It's not the best. Power, obviously, is still an issue. I don't know if it's day or not. Let me check, because when it's day, we create more power. It is day, so it's running at full efficiency essentially right now, maybe. I could also be using the coal, probably the coal that we get from it, just to be safe. Yeah, we have like 19 coal in here, which can be being used in this generator to create a bit more. And I do want to set up an automation for that soon, where the coal we get from auto-sieving immediately goes into the Stirling generator just to create more power. The only problem is with the extra utilities pipes that we have right now, there's no good way to do that. Yes, there are filter pipes, but the filter pipes work in a way that it extracts all items. Wait, unless there's like, I didn't even think about this. I think there is a filter for the transfer node, maybe? Stack upgrade. Yeah, there's an item filter, so I could have done that. I may do that. Yeah, let's go and do that. So that just requires some redstone, some sticks, and some string. Fairly simple. Let's just make sure. I doubt it's done already, but yeah. So we just made maybe second coal coke. Yeah. So that's how long it takes. And then obviously we get creosote oil. I think it looks like we get 500 millibuckets per coal coke. So for every 2 coal coke, we get 1 bucket of creosote oil. This creosote oil will become fairly important later on. Okay, so let's get a transfer node. And let me just show you what happens if I put a transfer node under the output chest and put it right into the Stirling generator. So that will look something like this. We'll probably want it to go underneath here. This is going to get messy fairly fast. but it's fine. That's the correct. Yeah, alright. So if we put a transfer node of items, not liquids, shoot, hold on. Where is the transfer node items? Do we have an excess item transfer node? That's the question I should be asking. Yes, we do. Good. So if we put a transfer node items under the chest, as you can see, it'll start extracting. It'll start extracting broken iron ore. That's something we don't want. And that will just be straight, if we choose to, that can just be straightly piped, or we can attempt to pipe it into the steam generator. Even if we take the coal out though, it won't go in. I don't actually know if it can be inputted from the bottom, but we will see. I think it will be, even if on the bottom, if we set to pull so it wants to take items from the bottom, it won't accept that. So what we're going to need to do instead is set a filter in this row here, which probably should have made before, but oh well. It's just a bit of sticks and a bit of string and a bit of redstone. Not bad. Please give me my torches back. Thank you. So do we have sticks? Yes, we do have sticks in my inventory. Great. We need a bit of redstone. And finally, a bit of string from the mob drops chest. We have 8 ender pearls. Before I forget, I'm actually going to turn all of these ender pearls. This is a completely off topic, but remember last episode I've been trashing all my seeds, haven't I? Great. Let me go to the bottom. Remember last episode we were in dire need of ender pearls because we wanted to upgrade the, photovoltaic cell that we were using. I don't know why I did this, it just gave me the exact amount of seeds. But luckily I can just turn wheat straight into seeds, yay. And trash that one extra seed that I do not need. Perfect. We needed more ender pearls to create things for the advanced photovoltaic cell. We didn't have enough ender pearls, and I said the first ender pearl I get, I'm going to use to create an ender pearl seed. Haven't done that yet. Let me do it now. We're going to use all 8 of them to create 8 ender seeds. And where's my Mantic nowadays? I imagine it's in the farming chest, except it's not. That's fine. Is it up here? No. Alright, hold on. Mantic. I don't know if this will work. It would be an iron Mantic, I think. Oh, is it? Do we have a chest outside? It's been so long since I've looked at farming. It's been about 2 months. I don't know what I'm doing. Help. Okay, can't find my Mantic, which is maybe a problem, but for now I'm just going to make a normal. Oh, that will work just fine. So let's put it by the water, I guess, because this entire area is full. Sure. The only problem is there's very little actual dirt around here, which the ender seeds need to be placed on. So I'm just going to use this dirt over here. It should be fine in theory, except for the fact that water doesn't travel up. Forgot about that. And do these seeds even? They need to be planted on soul sand. Of course they do. Well, that makes things maybe easier, question mark. Don't know if they require water even. Should have looked at this before. I don't know. I'm going to place them near water just in case, but considering they require soul sand, and soul sand doesn't usually go near water, I'm not sure. Anyway. How is the... they're done. Great. We need 60 more of them. And we can easily acquire that by, I don't know, let's see here. So this is 54, and so we'll just need 6 more. Perfect. So let's just take 6 coal rather. Stick it in this here, and we'll do the single coal first, and then after that we'll put all of the coal blocks into it. But for now, let me get some soul sand. Which should be up here, yes. I wonder if colored soul sand will work. Probably not, if I had to guess. But that's fine, because we have a chisel right in our inventory, which we can't use to uncolor it. Great. So glad I gave people that reward. Okay. I suppose I will be off to a quick trip to the nether, grab some soul sand, and while I'm there, remember last episode, we looked at the exploration tab a little bit, and saw that the next quest was to get quartz blocks, and this required 32 quartz blocks, and we have a total of 9, because quartz blocks are expensive. So, while I'm there, I will probably mine a little bit more quartz, and we'll see how much quartz we have then. So, off to the nether to get quartz and soul sand, probably after a quick inventory cleanup. Middle of cleaning up my inventory, and I remembered that I got completely distracted. Like, so distracted. I forgot to finish up that project with the filter. My bad. There we go, we have an iron filter. Congratulations. Let's take the coal that we have in our inventory, place it on this transfer node, which probably has, like, non-coal stuff in it. Yeah. It would help, actually, if we set the filter before using the filter. That would be cool. So if we open up the filter by right-clicking, we can see that we can set, it looks like 9 items in this filter, and any items that we set in the filter will automatically be extracted, and will be the only items that will be extracted by the transfer node. So as you can see, we get some coal in there, and if I put more coal in here, it gets extracted and put directly into the stone generator. I'm glad we got that automation sorted out. I will get some more stone to clean all this mess up, and then I'm finally going to be off to the nether. Okay, well, good news is, I got enough soul sand. I got like a stack and some. Bad news is, I was killed by pigmen, obviously. Even worse news is, well, also good news, I was mining quartz, so that's cool. And it was like a big patch as well. Bad news is, I kind of jumped down, to like a big cavern without any real way of getting back. So that's real fun. I didn't even take cobblestone with me on that trip, which was kind of stupid. And I don't even think I marked my portal. I don't think there was a waypoint mark there. So let me try to be smarter about this, maybe, instead of just running in there. And we'll see what happens. Well, I just found a grave with my head and sword, and a sword in it, so that's not bad. I can defend myself at the very least. So yeah, this is kind of where I jumped down. I didn't have armor on, to be fair, so I could survive the fall again. The only problem is now I don't have any hunger to regenerate my health. So that's cool. She also doesn't seem to be working for some reason. I can't zoom in. So let me find like maybe a higher place to jump down to. Hopefully I don't die. So good news. I didn't die because of falling. I had half a heart. Bad news, zombie pigmen are still mad at me. Bad news, the zombie pigmen killed me when I was at half a heart. Great. So perhaps it's time to take some food with me. That'd be cool. And also it's time to put the coal blocks in, which I think I left at the base, hopefully. If not, it was like 6 coal blocks, right? Yeah. I'll just use some of the coal blocks I have here, in case they are on my body, I'm not sure. Cool. That'll start smelting up, very slowly over time. Maybe they'll be done by the end of this episode, who knows. Okay. Step 1. Bring cobblestone. Step 2. question mark, question mark, stuck the profit. Did I do the funny? Did I do the meme? Help. Let's take some bread. And let's get one more piece of wheat because it's going to annoy me if we just have 2 extra wheat laying around. I won't like that. Great, we have 6 wheat, even better. And a lot of zombies. Oh my god. Okay, maybe it's time to sleep, except the monsters nearby. Of course, I just saw them, so I said hi for a second. Alright, so it's time to craft a quick axe, perhaps. Made of iron, of course. And also a sword, and you know what? Let's treat myself. Let's get some leggings, some boots, and some whatnot. Don't ask me my method of obtaining iron for armor. I don't know it. Okay. We can craft all of this into armor, I think. Yay. Legging, helmet, and then finally boots. Yay, so we have some protection. First time in this entire series. Great. It's been a little protection, but it's protection nonetheless. And we still need a sword and a pick. Alright, pickaxe, great. Apparently my achievements reset for some reason. That's strange, but it's okay. Okay. Time to... Oh my god. We have visitors. Hi, visitors. How you doing? Monster Hunter. Yay, hunted monsters. Okay. More monsters are bridging. Yay. Right, put that away, and I guess I'll put sticks with it as well, because that's where all the wood goes. Can I sleep? No, I can't, because there's a monster at my door. I have guests, so it'd be rude to sleep when the guests are arriving. Anyway, to the nether dimension I go, maybe to die for the 3rd and final time. Who knows? You know, because you can skip through to the next video. We'll see.